Hey YouTube. Hey, I wanted to talk about the whole discussion of whether you should write a letter of disassociation in order to leave the JW religion in the organization. I haven't, and I'll go into why in a moment. So, when I looked at jw.org, I was just curious what they had to say about it. So, I'm going to go there first. And so, and I'll put this in my comment below as well, the link that you can go and check this out. So, can a person resign from being one of Jehovah's Witnesses? Yes, a person can resign from our organization in two ways: by a formal request, either orally or in writing. A person can state his decision that he no longer wants to be known as a Jehovah's Witness. Or by action, a person can take an action that places him outside our worldwide brotherhood. For example, he might join another religion and make known his intention to remain part of it. Okay, so thank you. Thank you, JW.org, for letting us go. But at the same time, don't feel, all you exjws, don't feel that you need to just because they're saying, yeah, of course you can go, because the consequences of actually writing a letter are pretty heavy. And let me talk about that for a second. When you write a letter of disassociation to the organization, what happens to that letter? That letter actually depends on who you send it to, whether it's straight to the organization, the headquarters, or if it's within the congregation. So regardless, they don't read it out loud. They don't even read it out loud in amongst an elder body. They don't. So don't think that you're going to make a huge difference in what you're saying in a letter. Anyways, all they're going to go through is skim through, oh, so and so, that person, he or she, doesn't want to be one of us anymore. Okay. And, oh, disassociation. All right. That's all they're going to do. They're going to skim through it. One person might read it, and then it goes into a file, your file, that you're no longer, you've chosen to disassociate yourself, which is the same at this point. This is the same as being disfellowshipped. They will actually read your name off of the stage in front of the congregation that so-and-so has chosen to disassociate him or herself from the organization. Now that action right there, now everybody in that congregation, including your family, can no longer talk to you because you're being shunned. You'll be shunned from this. It's the exact same thing as being disfellowshipped. It just takes out the whole judicial committee. So you don't actually have to go and sit in front of a judicial committee for this. And don't think you need to go through any of that. Fade away. Because the reason why I say, you don't need to do this letter, one, it plays into their rule book of it's their policies, it's their whole thing. You've chosen to say, hey, I don't believe in this. I don't want to follow this organization anymore. So you're saying just, hey, take me off your roster, right? But it doesn't actually end there, because the consequences of that are all your friends, they're already going to, won't be talking to you anyways because you're a bad association or whatever. But once you're now in a disfellowshipped state, now no one can talk to you, including your family. So, like I said, I haven't written one, and I won't. I have no need to. I faded away, and this way my family that is actually still involved, they can still associate with me if they choose to. I can still be at family functions, and they can still talk to me, that sort of thing. Whereas if I was to write a letter like that, they wouldn't be able to even be at the same function as I was, or even talk to me or anything. And so, like I said, the letter, that goes there. So some people, they say, oh, I wrote like a 4-page letter or whatever, 1-page letter, a huge letter, and I went through everything, why I don't believe, and da da da. You know what? That is actually very therapeutic on its own, whether you send it or not. It's actually, that's a really good, yeah, self therapy. But they don't read it. They won't actually read it. They won't read it to anyone else. Just files goes in your file so that if you ever decide to change your mind and come back, then you have to actually go through the steps of recommitting as a Jehovah's Witness. So um, you you really have there's no need to do it other than in your feeling, like if you feel like I'm making an impact by sending a letter, and you're not. You won't be making any impact. You're only going to have a consequence on yourself. Um, Now, if there's people that say, hey, you know what? I joined this when I was like, I was in my early 20s or my 30s or whatever I started. And now I was like, and they have like no family involved. They have nobody else. My family thought I was, some people might say, well, my family thought I was all crazy to be joining the JW organization when I did. But now that I'm away, they're all like, yay, embracing me and happy that I've left it. And so I'm writing a letter and I'm disassociating myself because I don't want anything to do with it. And with them, they have their family around them. They're embraced. They're like, yay, good for you, leaving the cult kind of thing. And now they even have more support because now they have a huge support because none of their family was actually involved ever in the organization. So for them, their consequences are just fine. They don't lose really anything. They gain everything. But for those of you that have been born into it, like me, and if you still have family that's involved, the consequence is different. So, anyways, I just wanted to talk about that briefly because I think it's important to just realize that those letters aren't even read um, at all, and it just goes into a file and then it's just spoken about off the stage, and then everybody's like, "Oh, it's sad that you're now no longer going to be welcome back unless you come back through their ways." And so it's kind of crap. But anyways, that's what I just want to talk about, and that is it on this one. So thanks so much for being here, and if you liked, thumbs up, thank you. Love your comments, and please subscribe. We'll see you next week.